Hey there, and welcome. Have you ever just looked around and thought, why is that made of that? From the chair you're sitting on to the screen you're looking at, everything is made of something specific for a very good reason. And today, we're going to uncover the secret superpowers of all that everyday stuff.
So let's just jump right in with a kind of funny question to get us thinking. Why aren't car tires made of glass? I mean, really, why not? Or for that matter, why isn't your raincoat made of paper? It sounds pretty silly, I know, but the answer to that question gets to the very heart of why understanding materials is so cool and so important.
And that's the big idea for today, right there. Nothing is an accident. Everything is made from a certain material to do a specific job. So, think of us as material detectives. And by the end of this, I promise you'll be able to look at almost anything and know exactly why it's made the way it is. Okay, first things first. Every good detective story needs to introduce its cast of characters, right? So let's meet our 7 main materials, the ones you see and use pretty much every single day. As we go, pay close attention to where they come from and what they're usually used for.
First up, good old wood. This one's pretty simple, right? It comes from trees, and we see it everywhere, in our tables or chairs, and even the paper in our notebooks. It's just a classic, been used for, forever.
All right, next up is metal. This is the stuff that we actually dig up from the ground. Now think about things that need to be seriously strong, like iron gates, soda cans, or even the whole body of an airplane. That's where metal is the hero.
And here we have ceramic. It's pretty cool, actually. It starts out as this soft clay from the soil, but then it gets shaped and baked in a super hot oven called a kiln, and that's what makes it hard. It's perfect for things like floor tiles, our dinner plates, and even the bricks that build our houses.
Let's talk about rubber. It can be totally natural, coming from the sap of a rubber tree, or it can be man-made in a factory. It's the go-to material for things that need to be really tough, but also kind of bouncy, like car tires, or things that have to keep water out, like our rain boots.
Now, did you know that glass is actually made from sand? For real! The sand is heated up so much that it melts into this liquid, which then cools down to become that clear, hard stuff we use for windows, glasses, and light bulbs. Kind of amazing, right?
Then, of course, we have plastic. This is a totally man-made material, created in factories using oil from deep in the ground. And man, is it versatile. That's why we find it in just a ton of everyday stuff, from our water bottles and shopping bags to our own toothbrushes.
And rounding out our lineup is fabric. This material can come from plants, like the cotton in your t-shirt, or it can come from animals, like the wool from a sheep that's used to make a nice, warm sweater. Basically, it's the stuff that makes all of our clothes.
Okay, so we've met our cast of characters. Now it's time for the really fun part, finding out what they can do. You see, every single material has a set of special abilities, or superpowers, as I like to call them. Scientists call them physical properties. These are the things we can actually see and measure, and they tell us what job a material is going to be best at.
Our first superpower is strength. This is all about a material's ability to be pulled or pushed without breaking or tearing apart. Basically, it's about how much pressure it can handle.
Just look at this example right here. If you try to pull a metal wire apart with your bare hands, well, you can't. It's just too strong. But a little cotton thread? Yeah, that snaps super easily. This shows us that metal is way stronger than cotton. Let's move on to our next superpower, flexibility. This is all about a material's ability to bend into a new shape without just snapping in half. So when you try to bend something, does it curve or does it just crack? That's the question of flexibility.
And here's a perfect example. A rubber tile is super flexible. You can bend it pretty easily and it won't break. But try to bend a hard ceramic tile? Nope, it's just going to snap. We call materials like ceramic rigid because they have zero flexibility. Next up is a really useful superpower, being waterproof. This one's pretty simple. A waterproof material just doesn't soak up water and it won't let water get through it. It's all about staying dry.
So, which of our materials have this awesome power? Well, plastic, rubber, glass, and metal are all in the waterproof club. They create a total barrier against water. On the flip side, fabric and paper, not waterproof at all. They just absorb water and get all soggy.
Superpower number 4 is transparency. And really, this is all about how much light can pass through something. So for instance, glass is transparent because you can see right through it, clear as day. Wood, on the other hand, is what we call opaque. No light is getting through that at all. So transparency is just the difference between seeing through something or not.
And our final superpower is all about what happens in water. Does it float or does it sink? It's that simple. When you put an object in water, its material decides its fate. A wooden log or a little rubber duck, they'll float on the surface. But a metal key or a handful of coins, yeah, they're sinking straight to the bottom.
All right, detectives, we've met the materials and we've learned about their superpowers. Now for the really cool part, let's put it all together and see how these special abilities make a material the absolute perfect match for a specific job.
Okay, let's say our job is to build a fish tank. What material are we going to use? Glass, obviously. But why? Well, because it has two essential superpowers for this job. First, it's transparent, so we can actually see the fish. And second, it's waterproof, so the water doesn't leak out all over the carpet. Perfect match.
What about making a raincoat? For this job, you definitely want to use plastic or rubber. The number one most important superpower here is being waterproof. You need something that won't let a single drop of rain get through, and these two materials are the champs.
Okay, it is time to finally solve the big mystery we started with. Why is a car, just one single object, made of so many different materials? Let's put on our detective hats one last time and use our superpower knowledge to break it down.
And here it is. This is the perfect example of everything we've just learned. The car's body is made of metal because its superpower is strength, and that protects the people inside. The windscreen is glass because it's transparent, so you can see, and it's waterproof. The tires are rubber because they need to be both strong enough to hold the car's weight and flexible for a smooth ride. And the seats? They're fabric for flexibility and comfort. See, each part needs a material with a totally different superpower. So now you're the material detective. Take a look at something you use every day, like your school bag. What's it made of? What parts are fabric? What parts are plastic or metal? And more importantly, what are their superpowers and why were they chosen for that job? Keep asking why, and I guarantee you'll start to see this science absolutely everywhere. Thanks so much for joining me.